Well, I'm coming to you from Hamilton. We're actually in the Claudlands showgrounds where they're having the New Zealand Crane Conference. And anybody who's into cranes is assembled here for this conference. And this is the Wednesday. Tomorrow there's a big range of speakers. And on Friday some more speakers and more display. Outside they've got a big display of people's cranes, and we'll have a look at those in due course. But I just thought we'd start here at All Cranes stand here in the New Zealand Crane Association's pavilion here at Claudlands.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Good morning everyone. Thank you all for coming. Welcome to the 48th New Zealand Crane Conference. It's great to see all our friends from overseas. We've really missed a lot of you. It's great you've all been able to get back through the border this year. I'd like to take the opportunity to reiterate what Greg said and thank our platinum sponsors, TRT and UANZ, and also our gold sponsors, Cooks and Libya. Without your support, the conference would be a lot less fun, and we really appreciate it. So thank you to you. Also like to thank all the exhibitors. I understand how much planning and work goes into putting an exhibition, and it's a very important part of what we do here. So I'd like to encourage you all to support them, go and visit them, have a chat. It's really important to them and they mean a lot to the conference, so that would be great. And also, if you go and have a look outside, that's looking amazing. It makes a real extra dimension to the whole conference, having the outside display. We got a lot of really good positive feedback last year back from all of you and also from the public, so that's a really good thing to have here. It builds on our message to everybody how important cranes are to the whole economy, so that's something that we should all support. I'd also like to thank a very special welcome to our life members. Our life members are life members because they put an enormous amount of time and energy into the crane industry and the Crane Association. So we have with us a really good welcome to Robert Carden, Bill Hooker, Malcolm McWaddle, Scott McLeod, Grant Moffat and Gordon Stone. So welcome people. We've planned a great conference, and wasn't that amazing talk we've already had from Loie? That was just blowing my brain. We've already had a really good start. And as well as having a chance to meet old friends and make some new friends, I'm sure you'll have lots of ideas that you'll get from the conference. After the year that we've had, I think we've all had a bit of a challenge one way or another. This is a chance for you to have a bit of a break and let your hair down. So thank you all for coming, and I hope you enjoy the conference. Thank you.
With me is Sarah Toaz, and Sarah, welcome to our little show. And we're here at the National Crane Show, I suppose you'd call it, is it?
Yeah, Crane Conference, yeah.
Crane Conference, right. And you're the CEO of that group?
That's right, yep.
And so I heard you talk this morning about training and safety and getting people into the job, getting people to stay in the job. What a mission that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think at the moment we're in great need of a lot of operators to come into the industry, and people don't even know that cranes are a career option.
No. I know I didn't when I was a kid. All I wanted to do was drive trucks. But there's a lot of young people out there who are lost, basically. Well, what am I going to do? And the crane industry pays very well.
Yeah, it does pay well. You definitely need to put some time into doing proper training, and I think there needs to be an understanding for young people that they may not necessarily come into the job and be able to jump straight into the crane.
Right.
So it's really important to understand the job from the ground. So being able to do the dogman work, giving the signals to the crane operator, and being able to understand the rigging, so connecting the load to the crane. And those sort of lifting basics are really important for someone to understand before they jump into a crane.
Right. So it's like an apprenticeship.
Yeah, in a
You know,
way.
yeah, in a way. You'll end up in a crane in a year or two.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there's some supervision that happens in the beginning, and you're always supervised to make sure that you're lifting safely. But I think over time, the size of the machines get bigger, the complexity of the lifts get bigger, and over time you will gain that experience and be able to do more exciting work.
So most of the people in this room have been in it pretty much all their lives, I'd say.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Crane's sort of like a lifetime career, as you were saying before. Do you drive a crane yourself or operate a crane yourself?
I have done my Unit 30072, which means I can do basic rigging.
Oh, okay.
So I did that because I really wanted to understand what it was like. I have operated a crane, although I probably shouldn't have. So
Okay. So you've had a go.
I have had a go. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a go today out on that simulator out there. That was fun.
Yes.
You're not going to hurt anybody or
No, exactly.
get in trouble.
Yeah.
But I thought that was just fantastic. That training, and for a training operation, I thought that was just absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely.
Absolutely wonderful. Yeah. So what's the long term for the Crane Association?
Yeah.
What do you see sort of yourself doing in 2 or 3 years' time?
So when I joined the association, which was a couple of years ago, and I was researching for the job interview, I noticed that it was founded in 1975. So that means in 2025 we're going to be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the association, which is pretty amazing. And some of the original members are here at the conference, so the founding members, and they provide a lot of guidance to me about where they want to see the association going. But I think what really drives me is thinking about when we get to that 50th and we're all going to the dinner and we're dressed up and we're celebrating, what is it that we want to be able to say that we've achieved?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I think we need to look at the way that some of the things have developed, like training. It's quite hard to get into the crane industry at the moment because you need a job before you can train, and we're looking to remove some of those barriers.
Right.
So I think that we really want to, for the association itself, to be able to really celebrate having things in place that really serve our membership. So making it easier for them to do their jobs and to have a thriving business. So that's like the app that we've just released today, like the Lifting Sextant, and being able to have those things in the operator's hands that come directly from the association, which effectively come from our members, is just such a fantastic way of communicating with people.
So there was that little triangle arrangement that came on the team. Just tell me about that.
Yeah, so the Lifting Sextant is a small tool that basically sits on the crane operator's belt. Actually, it's probably more for the rigger and the dogman. And it's got some die-cut pieces, and those die-cut pieces match up with the safe angle that the load can be rigged at. So you can hold it up against the rigging configuration, and you'll be able to tell if that is safely rigged. It comes with a lot of other things need to be put into place, but it's a really good way, particularly for people who are new to the role of being dogman and rigger, to just do a quick safety check.
Speaking of safety, how many accidents and how do they reflect on the association?
Yeah, we don't have, touch wood, we don't have a lot of serious incidents in the crane industry. There has unfortunately been a fatality this year, but I think we see overall that the serious incidents and fatalities are very, very low in New Zealand in comparison with other countries.
Right. Because I see the odd one on its side here and there over the years, but looking back, when I was a boy in the 1950s, cranes were sort of pretty primitive, I suppose, and then Ross Todd sort of stuck them on trucks.
That's right, they did, yeah.
And got on with life that way. So, in your opinion, how far forward have cranes come since that time?
Well, you only need to look outside at the
Right.
display to see the incredible machines that are out there, and thinking that actually that TRT crane that was put onto the back of the crane, where that company's come from and where those cranes are, and that's happened in a generation. It's just absolute credit to the crane industry and technology in general.
Yes. I was talking to Mr. Tadano from Japan about the technology that's in a crane, even big crane, and you're operating and nowhere near it. You know, you've got your little remote here.
Yes. That's right, and a lot of them have safety features built in now through the technology, so the crane will not allow you to lift past a certain point. There are alarms that are built in and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, part of our talking to people, you might remember, folks, we spoke about wire rope, and part of that talk was the safety equipment that dogmen and riggers and people like that have to wear. And one of them was a sort of like a two hooks, I suppose, with a little clip on one side, hook on that, and then a hook on that, and then climb up, and then take that one off, put it there, put it there, put it there, put it there. So if you fall, you're only going to fall the distance of your rope, and you're hung up from the back, so you'll be sort of hung up from the back. So the safety features, the dogmen and others, and helmets and all the rest of it, is amazing. Who'd have thought? I mean, back in the day, we're looking at photographs of builders building the skyscrapers in New York. We're just sitting on a beam, hundreds of feet up, having their lunch.
that's right, yeah. It's definitely come a long way.
It certainly has. Yeah. And I just wonder, I don't know how many people got hurt in that period of time. I don't know, but nothing to hang on to, and just, you've certainly got to have a head for heights, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And we did a story about the tower cranes, where they've got to walk up all those stairs and then get in this crane and sit there all day, lifting and what have you. But just walking up that, and then down.
Have you been up a tower crane, Bill?
This is a high for me, but I've sat in the cabin.
Oh yes,
But
yep.
it was like this one, just sitting on the floor. Yeah.
That's right, yeah. No, you do have to be quite fit. Quite fit.
Quite fit, absolutely. So tower crane guys are in their sort of 25 to 45 age group, maybe.
No, they do range in age actually. So lots of different ages and different genders. So all types.
Yeah.
But you certainly do feel it in your legs when you finally get down to the ground. You need to take a moment to let your legs rest if you're not used to climbing up.
Yeah. So we did a story about the windmills.
Yes, the wind turbines.
And they got to climb up the inside of that.
That's right, yeah.
And then pop out under the nacelle and change the oil or do whatever the job is, and then back down again. Yes, a lot of climbing required.
Yes, that's right.
But just the crane operating, we spoke to a bloke called Dave Sales, an old operator from Levin. And he says, I'll do anything for anybody as long as I'm sitting on my ass doing it. So I said, good on you. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much,
Thanks,
Sarah.
Bill.
Yep, an absolute pleasure, and good luck with the rest of this, and we'll probably see you next year.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you so much for all the work that you're doing to highlight the crane industry to the New Zealand public. It's a great industry to be part of.
Absolutely it is. And we're thoroughly enjoying it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, good on you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you once
Cheers,
more.
Bill.
Yep, all the best. DMAG stands for Uncompromising Quality. As one of the world's leading manufacturers of high-performance and reliable industrial cranes, crane components and drives, we offer our customers a comprehensive range of smart solutions for their material flow and logistic needs. Our name is synonymous with maximum safety, reliability and innovation. We provide our customers with smooth processes, maximum efficiency and best results. So, want to find out more? Just call All Crane on 0800 All Crane or check out their webpage www.allcrane.co.nz. The Jekko Mini Crane without riggers. designed to get into small areas and confined places like stairs, passageways, things like that. Because they don't have a huge setup time, this saves money and time. Jekko, the crane that does all those little jobs in tight places. For more information, check out www.allcrane.co.nz. With me is Simon Gould, and Simon has a magazine called Cranes and Lifting in Australia. And welcome to our little show.
Thanks, Bill.
Simon.
It's great to be here.
Now, when you write a magazine, I mean, I've been involved with fishing and magazines and blah, 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 but then you've got to come up with 52 pages of wonderful, entertaining information. How do you actually seek that out?
Go about that. Well, our challenge is with a monthly magazine that's slightly bigger than 52 pages. Is to obviously fill it with good content that are going to bring our readers back. And it is a challenge. We work very closely with the OEMs, so the Liebherrs, the Groves, the Todanos of the world, who put us in touch with their customers pretty much.
Oh, okay.
And we will talk to their customers about the challenges they face, their day-to-day business, what they're lifting and what they're lifting with. So the Australian market is obviously quite sizable. There's an awful lot of infrastructure. Happening right now, a bit like New Zealand. The governments have put their budgets forward and forecasts forward, and so we've got a once-in-a-generation infrastructure boom at the moment, which is driving a lot of this crane purchases, and it's quite a dynamic time.
Do you see your magazine sort of including a bit of New Zealand?
Yeah, so that's absolutely part of the strategy for me to visit. Obviously, is to see what our
Neighbours
across the ditch are doing, and a key part of the strategy is that for us to realise that New Zealand doesn't have a dedicated cranes magazine, and we're going to address that. We're going to work with the Crane Association of New Zealand to help distribute our magazine with a New Zealand focus, probably on a quarterly basis, we think. So we see that as being a very real opportunity. Some of the conversations I've had here have been really it's been a popular idea. So we'll see how we go. We probably think we'll be publishing a quarterly New Zealand focus in the magazine. Watch this space.
If I want to buy your magazine or read it, can I do that online from New Zealand?
You can, absolutely. So every copy of the magazine is posted on our website in a section called the latest issues. So we have a library of magazines going back over the years. It's digitally available. You obviously just scroll through like any digital magazine, but you can download it. You can download specific articles. You can link to it if you're featured in the magazine. You can link to that for your social media channels and things like that. So we'd be really happy to hear from anybody that wants to physically get a copy of the magazine. We obviously send them to New Zealand currently anyway, so if they're wanting to physically get the magazine, they can email me at simon.gould@primecreative.com.au, and we'll be very happy to facilitate them receiving a regular copy.
Excellent. So what I'm going to do is we'll put a copy of your magazine up as part of our advertising program, and people can just get hold of it.
Yeah, link to it. Perfect.
Yeah, excellent.
Really, everything's through our website. So we have a weekly newsletter, which has a circulation of 6,000 readers, which generates a lot of the page views to the magazine. So we get about...
So that's real readers. It's not just like some magazines we've got 100,000 readers.
No.
Blah, blah, blah.
If we don't hear back from them, or they're not operating and they're not responding or clicking on the articles, we take them off. So they're 6,000 current real readers, and they help to generate about 7,000 to 8,000 page views a week to the website. So they're highly engaged. That circulation is global. So we've got a lot of Facebook groups that we're in, a lot of LinkedIn groups that we post the articles to that are read globally. So, we're if you're in the crane game, you're in it 24/7. They're highly, as you know, they're highly engaged. So everything we pretty much do, has an audience.
Sure, I'll just wait till this machine comes. Oh, there it goes. So I've got to ask you the final question. Can you drive a crane? N-O spells no. What about a Dogman? You done that?
I've done.
No,
I'm very good at writing about them. I'm not very good driving them or rigging them or dogging them.
We're both in the same boat there. I had a go at a simulator yesterday, which was fun, and I did all right, I think.
Yeah, right, good.
But I've yet to get out there and.
No, look, I always say, if in doubt, just wing it. And,
That's right. When I was sort of looking for jobs, and the boss had asked me something, I always offer the opinion. Once he finds out I didn't know anything, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing the job.
That's it.
Amazing.
You just by stealth.
That's
Get
right.
him in
Good
by
on you,
stealth.
Simon.
Nice to meet you, Bill.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
There you go, Simon Gould. There's his webpage. Have a look, and if you want one of these magazines, get a hold of Simon, and he'll take it from there. There you go.
Fassi, an extraordinary crane. So if you need a crane fitted to your truck, either behind the cab or on the back, then Fassi is the crane you need. Fassi can load your truck and trailer as well as unload them. A versatile crane that saves time and money. So to find out about getting your Fassi crane, just call All Crane on 0800 All Crane or check out their webpage at www.allcrane.co.nz. Tadano have been building cranes since 1956. Tadano is the name in mobile cranes, from 2-axle to 7-axle cranes as well as track cranes. Tadano, a great choice of crane. So if you're looking for a crane, why not choose Tadano? Tried and true. To find out more, just go to allcrane.co.nz.
With me is Dean McElroy from TRT. That means Tid Ross Todd. And Tid Ross Todd was a company from the 50s?
Yeah, originally started. So been going since early 50s. Started in Pataro and built up.
Because I know we put a picture of Jack Tid.
Yeah.
And he invented whatever he invented, something to do with trucks.
Yeah.
And I know what it was. He took the cab off a Dart truck, which used to work down in Stockton, and replaced it with an international cab, and I think they called that Brutus.
Yep, that's right.
And Mike Everson, if you're watching, this is a little bit of history about you. But anyway, the trucks that were made in New Zealand you can count on your left hand. And one of the ones that springs to mind is the truck tour. And truck tours were invented in Magna-Toroto by a guy there, and they were the ugliest things you've ever seen, but they did the job.
Did the job.
And this is the only other thing that I know of that's made in New Zealand.
Yeah, we're quite fortunate. How it all started is there's the opposition company. There was some of the customers who were looking for a lot of safety features to be incorporated into this type of machine, pick and carry. So we were asked to have a look at it, and we've decided just to go ahead after quite a number of attempts, like going back to the drawing board and changing designs and all that sort of thing. And so we're quite proud of it. It's the workshop is in Te in Hamilton.
Sure.
We've got about 180 people working there, it's we export to Australia and also a little bit into Indonesia and all that. But mainly goes to Australia. This type of machine, this type of crane is quite handy on some of the mine sites.
Sure, right.
In-house. We even do the fiberglass on it, so it's got a full power boom, and this one here is rated at 28 tonne. We started with a 25. That was our first one, PC 25, and from that we the demand for more heavier lifts was there. So rather than come up with two models, we just stuck to the one and just to improve, the cost and all that.
I just see it's got a door and a suicide door at the back there for so the driver and the dogman.
Yeah, driver and the dogman sits in the back. So what he needs is he will need some support on site to do the rigging. The driver will do, and you'll see here we've got on this one. This is our product as well. We've got traction air, which so what it does, it keeps the tyres inflated at 130 psi. So yeah.
So if you get to sticky places, you could let them down to get onto the site.
Well,
and
yeah,
then blow them back up again.
blow them back up. Yeah.
Because I know we do that on our four-wheel drive tricks. We'll let
Yeah.
our tyres down to about 15,
Yeah.
and when it's done, we pump them back up again and carry on.
Yeah, and one of the things which the Aussies are quite keen on is they have a fridge inside here as well too.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to see the cat machines, on mine sites and what have you, that they call them Wrigley's. So they're hydraulic,
Yeah.
like this,
Yeah.
what this is.
Yeah. So this is articulated. So this will go around just over, over 40 degrees, 44 degrees. So articulate around because they need to manoeuvre on site, and it can pick and carry.
So that's as well as steer.
Yeah. So it is an unusual sort of feeling for most people, and obviously you can put it in into travel mode. When you're going down the motorway, you lock it up. You don't want it going all over the place. No. But yeah, it's got some safety features, like you'll see on the sign there. It says slew safe. So what that does is that won't allow you, if you're slewing, it won't allow you to lift something that could be dangerous. So it'll give you an alert on the computer system.
So it'll tell you before it falls over.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's good, and it carries its counterweight with it on, and we've also got an option of a super lift as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
So somebody in-house designed this?
In-house, we have our own design team, and they're in Trapa as well on site.
Yep.
We have our paint shop, so this gets painted in our paint shop as well. As I said, we had a fiberglass shop, and we've also got a robotic welder that we use. We've got a plasma cutter as well, so we'll get the steel in, weld it up, fabricators.
Yeah. And it ends up looking like this.
Looking like this.
What do you have to actually import to put in this?
Well, we bring in the Mercedes engine and the Allison transmission, and the axles as well. So.
Oh, right. Okay, so that's a start.
Yeah.
but everything around it is Kiwi.
Yeah.
You were talking about a fridge.
And about the fridge, yeah. Always got to have a fridge. Okay. If this was in Australia, it might be full of beers. or cold drinks anyway. Yeah. Cold drinks. Yeah, for after the job.
It's an electric seat? Maybe not.
No, it's just pull, like it's here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Need some control.
Yeah,
Can I just climb up here?
Yeah, for sure.
I was in a simulator earlier, sort of doing the crane thing, and this is the next stage.
Oh, okay.
Actually sitting in one.
Yeah.
But
so what we've got there as well, on the safety side above your head there, Bill, is we've got full protection. We've got protection on there, and tinted window as well.
Yeah. And it's even got a spinner. Look at that. Woohoo! And the little screen here, what does that tell me?
Sorry. Oh, the screen up top there. Oh, that's a rear reversing.
Right.
Reversing camera, so you can see behind you.
And does it every which way but loose.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
And so it's only one way in and one way out in this, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a little bit difficult to get out through the sunroof.
Sure.
Yeah.
And looking up, you can see what's going on up there.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. Yeah. It's automatic?
Yes.
Oh, with the Allison? Yes, say no more. Yep. Awesome. absolutely wonderful.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
There you go, folks. Kiwi made.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.